What's going on, everybody? Noah from Stage 3 Motorsports here, and today I want to take a couple minutes to unpack some of ARB's recovery kits and go through the gear that comes in them, so let's get right into it. In ARB's lineup, you'll typically see 3 different recovery kits, and the first and most entry level of those is going to be the Weekender kit, which I don't have on the bench here, but it actually uses a lot of the same components that we're going to talk about, so you'll still get an idea of what's involved. But moving up from the Weekender system, the next one is going to be the Essentials kit, which is what I've got on my left, and then from there, the top tier kit is going to be the Premium one on my right, which is the most well equipped and is designed for some a little bit more complex winch recoveries. So I'll leave it up to you guys to decide what kit you think is going to be best for the type of recoveries that you do or the situations that you get into. But we'll start by going through piece by piece in what's involved in these kits. And I think kind of the main workhorse to kick it off with is going to be the ARB Snatch Strap. Now, what makes this strap unique compared to just a regular toe strap is the fact that it actually has a little bit of stretch in it, and it can use that kinetic energy to assist in the recovery. So you'll see that once you have this hooked up to the vehicles and you give it a little bit of pull, there's going to be some give, and then that force is going to help in tugging the stuck vehicle free. And I've found that this is really helpful in deep mud or deep sand recoveries where it can kind of sink in and there's maybe like some suction or, you know, the wheels are really covered up. So something like this does give you that extra pulling power, but there's also an additional benefit, and that's the fact that it's going to reduce the shock load during the recovery as well. Now, what I mean by shock load is basically once that strap hooks up and there's some tension, you notice this a lot with regular standard tow ropes, that there's going to be a pretty heavy jolt. The vehicle will catch and pull, but that jolt sometimes can cause damage either to the vehicle that you're recovering, or it can even damage the strap itself. So with the fact that this is going to stretch a little bit and has that give in there, you'll still feel once the line tenses up, but it's not going to yank quite as hard or as suddenly, and you're going to reduce the risk of damage during that recovery. Now, to cover a couple specs on this strap real quick, you'll see that this is rated to 17,600 pounds, and it's about 30 feet long, which is a pretty good length for most recoveries. I know in my own experience with this strap, I haven't usually needed much more than that, and you shouldn't have any issues getting the vehicle free. But the other thing that I'll note is once the recovery is complete and you've used this strap, you're going to want to give it a little bit of time to rest and retract before hooking up to another vehicle or trying to do another pull, because if you keep pulling with it continuously without giving it that time to settle, it can actually damage the strap over time, and you do put it at a little bit more risk of breaking. So just something to keep in mind. Moving right along, the next piece I want to cover is this tree protector here. It's going to be the green strap in the center, and this is rated to 26,000 pounds. It's a bit different from a snatch strap because it's not designed to stretch and there isn't any give in there, but it's going to provide another safe anchor point for you to hook your winch up to. So basically you'll find a good solid tree, wrap this around the trunk, and then you can hook a shackle on there, get your winch line to it, or even use it in tandem with a snatch block. So this just adds another tool in the belt to assist in some more technical or difficult recoveries, and is definitely worthwhile to have if you have a winch on your vehicle. A quick note that I wanted to mention again, the ARB Snatch Strap is going to be kind of the key part of all of these kits, so no matter what level you get, you will get that Snatch Strap, but the Tree Protector that I just mentioned is only available in the Essentials or the Premium kit. And then the next strap I'm going to talk about is this winch extension line, and that really is only available in the Premium kit, or if you buy it separately, you could add it on later. But just wanted to clarify that so you know what you're getting in the bag. Now, to cover the details on the winch extension strap, it's going to be this purple one coiled up on the side, and this does exactly what you'd expect. It's just going to give you some additional length on your winch line to help with some longer pulls, and you'll see that it adds about 65.5 feet of length, and then it's rated to 9,900 pounds. So this can definitely be a crucial piece if you're into some real hairy areas and you do need that extra line length. But it's also worth noting that this does not stretch, so it's similar to the Tree Protector where it's not going to have any give because you don't want any stretching with a winch line. You do want it to be pretty sturdy and steady, and you don't need that extra kinetic force. So as helpful as all of these strap options are, they really wouldn't be much use without a good set of shackles, and thankfully ARB does provide a set in pretty much every kit that you can buy. Now, you'll typically see that you're going to get 2 of these 4.75 ton rated shackles, and they're really nice quality, galvanized, meant to hold up to pretty much any recovery you could get yourself into. So you'll have no issues using this to pull something like a Bronco all the way up to a Super Duty. And they're a lot better quality than what you're going to get from just a cheap no-name shackle off a box store or random website. So it does give you a little more peace of mind in those more technical recoveries. Next up, let's talk about ARB's 20,000 pound snatch block here. And for those of you that don't know, Snatch Block is basically a heavy-duty pulley designed for winch recoveries, and you can use it for a few different things. One of the first options is to use this to redirect the winch line into a more difficult area, so you could basically run it through and create a 90-degree angle or hook it back to a vehicle that's in a hard-to-reach area. But the other thing that you could do is hook this up for a double-line pull to effectively double the pulling power of your winch by running it around the pulley and back to the truck. Now, obviously, that does slow down the winch's pull because you're basically doing it at half the speed, and there are pros and cons, but it does give you a nice extra option here to make your winch a little more useful, and certainly if you're in a tight spot, something like this could be crucial. Keeping in line with talking about winch recoveries, another important piece of gear that ARB provides are these winch line dampers, which is this little orange pouch you'll see over here on my right. Now, this doesn't necessarily assist in the recovery or help you get your vehicle free, but it can actually be a lifesaver or could certainly save you a lot of money and damage on your vehicle. You'll find that this is basically a weighted blanket that can lay over the winch line. It secures with Velcro, and then it has some pouches on the inside where you could add additional sand or rocks for some more weight if it's needed, but it's going to help in the event of a failure. So typically, if a winch line breaks or say a shackle gives free or one of your straps snaps, something like that, this laying on there is going to help drop the line so that way it doesn't snap back and whip through the air and hit something and, like I said, potentially cause some serious injuries or some serious damage to your vehicle. So this is one of those pieces that's really simple, but definitely can add some peace of mind to a recovery and is well worth having if you find yourself running a winch line out pretty frequently. So the last two pieces of gear I want to talk about as we wrap things up are going to be these leather gloves and then the recovery bags themselves that hold all of the gear. And for the gloves, it's pretty straightforward. It's a good idea to wear gloves with pretty much any recovery that you do, and I like that ARB didn't skimp out on the quality. These hold up really well, and I've actually used these exact gloves quite a bit in my own recovery kit. So something good to have on hand that just rounds out the rest of the equipment. And then the bags, of course, are a really handy piece because it's going to keep all of your stuff organized and out of the elements, and it gives you a way to haul everything around without having to try and carry a handful of straps and bow shackles and whatever else. So I like that there's some dividers and pouches within them, and then even on the premium kit, you've got side pouches with zippers around the outside. So you can hold a lot of gear here, but the bags are also designed to be durable, and you'll find that they've got kind of a reinforced rubber bottom to them, so they won't break or give out with the extra weight of equipment inside. And then you've got high quality zippers, some big buckles on the front, and I think a really nice looking bag overall with the orange topographic accents that tie in with a lot of ARB's gear. So really, in any of these kits, you're going to get pretty good bang for your buck. Overall, I think ARB's got a lot of great options in these recovery kits, whether you're somebody who's been wheeling for a while and just needs a new updated kit with a complete set of gear, or even if you're somebody who's new to wheeling and you just want a very bare bones entry level kit to get you out in the backcountry and help you out of a few sticky situations. So we'll have links to all of these kits listed down in the description. You can check that out and get some details on our website. And as I mentioned, you can also find some of these pieces individually if you need, or you're adding them onto a pre-existing kit. But hopefully this gives you some useful information in selecting the equipment that's right for you. So as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.